The CW Twin Cities presents See What's Now, your entertainment news source.
Hey everybody, John Foss, CW Twin Cities. I'm very excited to be talking with Steve Wilkos of the Steve Wilkos Show, which airs every weekday at 9 o'clock right here on the CW Twin Cities. Steve, thanks for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So Steve, you were here a couple years ago for the State Fair. We got to hang out with you, which was awesome. How are you doing since then? I know I remember your knee was hurting back then.
Yeah, it goes in and out sometimes, and that day it was out, and it was very uncomfortable for me, but most of the time it's on.
How'd you hurt it?
You know what, it just, it snaps in and out of place, you know? It's just one of those things, I'm getting older.
Yep, it happens. So you're a big Cubs fan. Obviously, big season last year. Did you go to the games and did you celebrate?
I went to 4 of the World Series games, 4 of the 7. And, you know, being 53 years old and they finally won it, I mean, it was a dream come true.
I'm still a little offended that you said Jack Morris is not a Hall of Famer, though, when you were here.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
Hey, man,
you know.
91, Game 7, best game ever.
That's one game. Big deal.
One game. That's all you need to make the Hall.
Nah. Well, yeah, you're right. Bill Mazeroski, there's a lot of guys that made the Hall of Fame over one game. But, you know, listen, I got nothing against Jack Morris, but, you know, my test of the Hall of Fame is when you were growing up and you were a kid, who did you pretend to be, you know? And when I was a kid, it was either Bob Gibson or Sandy Koufax. Nobody ever said, oh, I'm Jack Morris.
Well, I still pretend to be Steve Wilkos on a daily basis, so there's that. All right, so the Steve Wilkos Show, season 11. Did you ever think it would go this long, and what are we gonna see?
Well, you know, the good thing about our shows, we do so many different topics, and I think that's what keeps it fresh. You know, being in season 11, it's so hard to think about that. Like, you know, when you think about when we first started and how hard it was and trying to figure out what we were going to do and just trying to stay on the air. And now that we have such a following and, you know, we're going year to year now. So it's such a self-satisfaction for myself that we've gone this far. And, you know, the people turn into our show for a certain type of show because I think we do a show totally different than everybody else, and I think that's the appeal to it.
And your background is so unique too. I mean, you were in the Marines, you were a cop, then you were Jerry Springer's bodyguard, and now you have your own show. So I guess my question is, do you need a bodyguard?
No.
Because I need my big break.
No, you know, nobody bothers me, so I don't need anybody to protect.
Well, you're too valuable now. I mean, we can't risk you getting injured, so
yeah.
We need somebody to watch you.
Yeah, no, like I said, everybody's very nice to me. I never have a problem. So I'm bigger than most people, so that helps too.
Sounds good. And your wife is the executive producer of the show. What's it like working with your wife on a daily basis like that?
You know what? We've been doing it together for like 25 years now. So we're just so used to it, and I can't imagine working with anybody but her.
Well, if you do have any issues, we do have a new show on our channel called Couples Court with Cutlers. So we can help you out. We got you covered.
I don't think I'll have to be there.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
So Jerry Springer has mentioned possibly running for office. Is there going to be a Steve Wilkos campaign in the near future?
No, I have no. You know, that's Jerry's passion is politics. And
yeah.
I have no desire for that whatsoever. When my show's over, I'll be on the beach. I'll be retired.
Okay, just taking it easy?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. What part of the country or out of the country?
Well, I always dream of moving to California someday.
All right. Well, Steve Wilkos, thanks for being with us. It's always great to talk to you. And Twin Cities, make sure you watch the Steve Wilkos Show every weekday right here on the CW Twin Cities at 9 o'clock.